Outline how energy losses are reduced in the core of a practical transformer, not an ideal one, right? Okay. Well, first let me explain how energy losses occur in real transformers. Okay, in a practical transformer, and that is if you've got this coil of wire around a piece of iron. Okay, as the magnetic field changes, you're going to induce little currents. Okay, so imagine that this is, say, a north pole facing us. Okay, this is going to create little south pole currents. So the current's actually going to flow clockwise in here to oppose that change in flux. Because the iron core itself is a conductor, you're going to get little eddy currents. Okay, the bigger these eddy currents are, the more power they're going to dissipate, right? And so what we do is, instead of having a single block of metal in there, in which we could have huge eddy currents flowing, right? What we do is we make that block of metal out of laminate. So if you look at all transformers, it's made out of laminate. And what you don't know, what you can't see, is that these are pieces of metal that have been varnished. There's basically a little layer of plastic so that the currents can't flow. Or at least if they do flow, they're tiny, right? I mean, this is like millimeter size, right? And so those eddy currents are smaller. The smaller eddy currents therefore dissipate less power. That's kind of an obscure question for an IB test, isn't it? It's like, I mentioned it in class. Do you remember that trivial little bit of minutia? Anyway, there you go.